Hello Internet, I'm TychoCelchuuu and this is another Men of War game. This one is a victory flag game. The objective in victory flag is to capture the one victory flag that is in the center of the map. Typically it's just one flag and you'll see how it works pretty soon, but you get preparation time in this game mode. I guess about 30 seconds, 20 seconds, something like that. I bought a submachine gun squad and I split it up into 3. This is on the tram railway map. You've probably been seeing a lot of this lately if you're watching all my videos in one big chunk or whatever, which I don't recommend. You'll probably go crazy or something, but whatever. So since this map is a very urban map, very built up, I like submachine gunners because they can get in close and shoot a lot of people, especially when we're doing all the fighting pretty much over the middle where the flag is. You'll see it pretty soon. It's sort of there in the distance right now. And so I really want to come at the flag from all different directions, and I want people who can fight the enemy infantry when I get up close. And you see the flag is at 1% already. There are enemies in there already in the capture zone. It goes up very slowly, but once it reaches 100%, the team that gets it wins. The other way you can win is, you see the timer in the upper right? When that ticks down to 0, the person with the most points wins, and you get points by killing enemy units. The more powerful the unit, the more points you get. So the enemy has sprinted to the center before me, and so now I'm just trying to move in slowly. I just lost 2 men over on the right, mowed down by some guy with a submachine gun, so that's not good. And so I chucked a smoke grenade to give myself cover, and now I'm moving in kind of close. My ally is providing fire support with a BA-11, that's a light armored car. My ally in this, as are my enemies, are random people that I don't know. You see we're killing paratroopers right now, so they have bought elite infantry that they rushed to secure the middle. Paratroopers and the other sort of elite infantry like that. Russians get Marines, Americans get Rangers, yeah, Rangers, and what's the other team? Oh, British get Commandos. Yeah, they're really good. They're light infantry, but they're elite light infantry. They get very good guns and they're very good at shooting, so I'm having trouble fighting against them, but I have managed to move into the middle, and in fact I'm taking the point because we managed to kill the people in the middle. What was I saying about my allies and my enemies? They are random people. I don't know them. I just joined the game online. So yeah. That tram just got shot at because the enemy has done something really interesting. He's put an infantryman in each tram. I'm zooming in right now to try and shoot this guy. The thing is, this distracts your enemy because the AI will automatically fire at the tram, but they're not quite good enough to hit the pilot usually. You see I'm aiming manually with direct control, and even then it's taken me quite a while to kill this guy. If I was slightly closer I might be able to do it, but you see if you let your people fire automatically, they'll typically just shoot at the tram, trying to hurt the tram, and then they won't be able to hit the dudes. So I want to kill the dudes so that my men won't shoot automatically at the tram, and it's a problem not just because they waste their time shooting the tram, but because they reveal their positions when they fire at the tram. So it's an interesting tactic to crew these trams. And a lot of people do it, and this is what our opponent has done. So right now things are looking sort of well for me. I've got some submachine infantry in the middle, and they're hunkered down, fighting off the enemy infantry when they show up, and my ally is doing some crazy stuff on the left, whatever. So I buy another squad of submachine gunners, and I send them over to the right. I see this stuff collapse, and then so I look up there, and right after there's a Panzer II, so that's going to be annoying. Panzer II, not a very powerful tank. My ally really messes that one up. Sets his own flamethrower dude on fire, although on the plus side he also has set the tram on fire, but that's unfortunate. If he had played his cards right, he could have killed the Panzer II by setting it on fire. It takes a pretty good few seconds worth of flame to set the engine on fire of a vehicle, but any tank engine can be set on fire if you hit it with a flamethrower, so just sneak in behind them, and before they know what's going on, you'll set them on fire. So yeah, this is my second squad of submachine gunners. I'm moving them over to the right, both because that's a potential area of attack and because I want to spread out and envelop the enemy, and I don't want to go on the left because that's my ally's place and I want him to deal with it. You might have seen that grenade trail just now, so I move my men as far as possible. One of them doesn't make it, but you know, sometimes people don't make it to things. And stuff is blown up. So this is some close-in infantry combat, and you see how tough it is to keep everything going at once. If I had some elite Korean StarCraft micro, I could probably get my guys going even better than this and dodge all the grenades and stuff like that. But as it stands, there's just a lot of stuff to think about, and sometimes you're not able to keep everyone alive, which is the same philosophy I plan to use if I ever raise children, you know. You can't keep all of them alive all of the time. You can keep some of them alive all of the time, and all of them alive some of the time. But you can't keep all of them alive all of the time. I think Abraham Lincoln said that. He might have been talking about something else. So I still have quite a few points, and so I spend them on a mortar. I figure a mortar is always a good idea. on a map like this because it'll allow me to shell people. My infantry in the middle won't have to expose themselves to enemy fire to kill enemies. They can just stay prone and defend the area while the mortar does most of the work. And I buy another submachine gun infantry squad because I really want to spread out and defend this area with the mortar, and I also buy an AT gun because I want to defend the mortar from any light vehicles that want to just drive in and shoot it before I know what's up. So the combination of the AT gun and the submachine gun infantry should keep my mortar pretty much safe. There's my Allies BA-11 armored car. And so I set the mortar to return fire, which is basically the same as setting it to don't fire, because nothing ever shoots directly at a mortar, really. Because I don't want him shelling my guys or revealing his position. I just want to use them when there's a significant... Oh no! Well, I want to use them when there's significant enemy assault. And also, I don't want him shooting at the friggin' trams, because that would be annoying. I'm not sure if he would shoot at the trams automatically or not, but I didn't want to risk it. And you see these trams, they're gutted. They're like missing the middle, but they can still have a pilot inside, because the driver rides at the front, and the tram can be pretty much blown the crap out of it without killing the guy inside. And it looks like the Panzer II killed a tram, but it also kills the my Allies BA-11, so you gotta be careful with these light vehicles. The Panzer II has a cannon sort of thing, and it's powerful enough to kill the light vehicles. I tell my AT gun to move there, so maybe I can kill this Panzer II, and I was zooming in to see if maybe my AT gun could set up on those weird sticks things, whatever. I'm not sure if they could. That was a very nice grenade throw. He cooked the grenade before he fired it. The way you do that, you go into direct control, and you click and hold down to fire, and then you just, instead of releasing the mouse button, you just hold it down for a bit, and he'll cook the grenade, and then it'll explode sooner after you throw it. But don't cook it too long, because then it'll blow up. Another reason not to cook food too long is that it tastes bad. But we're talking about grenades, not food. And I don't think you can eat a grenade, at least not for food. I don't watch a lot of the Food Network, so maybe they tell you how to cook grenades. Maybe they don't. So this is when I want my mortar to get in the fight, because my men in the middle have all died. And now it's time for me to push forward. You also saw my AT gun just fired a shell, and boom, 2 stormtroopers dead. And stormtroopers are the heavy assault infantry. We already talked about the elite infantry, the Fallschirmjägers, the paratroopers they had. Those guys are very good, but they're lightweight. They have good guns, and they're very good with their guns, but they die fairly easily. Stormtroopers are the opposite. They have fantastic... Not the opposite, they're just better. They have fantastic guns, and they also have body armor. They're not lightweight. It's very hard for them to move around and stuff. You see me chuck 2 grenades over this thing and kill the people behind him. One of them, paratrooper. Stormtroopers have body armor, so it's very hard to kill them. My opponent has bought a mortar, and he set up sandbags and started shelling my mortar, so I set up sandbags on my mortar and start shelling his. Unfortunately, he started shelling me first, which means he typically has the advantage. You see he knocked out my mortar right there. So I buy tank crew to recruit. But the person who starts shelling first is going to be more accurate, because the more you fire at the same area, the more accurate you get. This mimics how it works in real life, where you fire and you see how much you miss, so you readjust your shot. And so that's what's happening. Like an idiot, I just rushed my tank crewman to crew it. I figured he would stop firing pretty soon, because like the mortar's already dead, but no, he kept firing, and I died.